You have reached Red Steele's Athletic Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing for Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Many Faces. Masterverse, Many Faces. But before I get to the actual review, let's go over some of the excellent details on this packaging. Up front here, to display window showing you about the figure and all the accessories inside. In the corner here, you have 30 points of articulation. And on top of the packaging here, you have the Masterverse logo. In the corner, you have 6+, which is the age requirement for this figure. And down here, you have the Masters of the Universe, New Eternia logo. Down here it says Many Faces. In the corner, you have the Mattel emblem. To the side of the packaging here, again you have Many Faces, Human, Robot, Monster. Then the other side of the package here, you have this beautiful illustration of Many Faces with as many faces. Then on the back of the package here, in the corner again you have Masters of the Universe, New Eternia. Below that it says, Original Designs Inspired by Classic Concepts. In the middle here, this beautiful illustration of Many Faces with as many faces and weapons. And over here it says, Many Faces, Human, Robot, Monster. When Castle Grayskull shattered New Eternia, the mind of Adventure shattered with it, now known as Many Faces. His curse forces him the faces of many beings, from human to monster to robot, each with his own memory and agenda. Little does he know, the combined memories of many of his faces are the map for restoring Eternia to glory. And down here you have a cross of all the other available figures, and down here you have a Mattel emblem, and next to that it says, empowering the next generation through play. Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Many Faces. Many Faces was released on October 2nd, 2022 with the suggested retail price of $23.99, and it was available at all major retailers. Many Faces was released along with the other Masters of the Universe Masterverse Wave 8 figures, Sorceress, Shadow Weaver, and Pighead. Many Faces has 30 points of articulation, and his accessories include 6 swappable faceplates, a disguise case, 2 sets of hands, and a blaster. Many Faces stands 7 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 6 and up. Now that Many Faces on my display table, so we'll go over some of his plate features and accessories. First, I talk about his extra set of hands. He had 2 extra closed hands, and these hands are so nicely detailed. You got back of the hand detail right here with these ridges. You got finger detail right here. You have fingernail detail on the thumb right here, and you got palm detail. Very, very nicely done. At the end of this fist, you have this little tapered peg. In order to swap out these fists, you just go and pop the fist from the wrist, just like that. It comes right out. At the end of this wrist, you have this porthole. Take the fist, you put that peg right into that porthole until it pops. Just like that. And now you have Many Faces with his new swappable hand. But I went ahead and put the default fist back in because the next accessory I'm going to bring in is his blaster. What are our Many Faces with this blaster? You take that fist that's semi-open, I tend to pry it open because it does conform to the original shape again. I put the blaster in while the hand's a little open, and now you have Many Faces armed with his blaster. And it's pretty cool, it gives him that space age look, even though it's a time of sorcery and swords. You know, you got this robot here, or this person that can switch faces, which is a cool play feature, and something that carried over from the original Many Faces. And even the blaster is almost identical to the original Many Faces from the 80s, but you can flip this mask here, get this knob on the top, and that's a play feature that pretty much carried through from the original design. And the default here is the robot, the monster, and this human face, which is what the original Many Faces had. But you also come with a disguise case here, which is really, really nicely done. You got this nice mold detail in the front here. You got this eyeball, get some detail here and here, and you get this handle up here. Unfortunately, you see this little white stress mark right here, and that's unavoidable because the color of the plastic turns lighter when you put some stress on. And I'm sure it won't break. It's pretty sturdy. But you look at the back of the disguise case, You got some more mold detail here, and you got a couple pegs right here. So if you wanted to go ahead and peg it onto Manny Face's back and have him wear it as a backpack, you can do that. Well, in order to open up this disguise case, you have this little clip right here. You want to go ahead and unclip it, and it reveals 3 more face masks. This is really cool. You got a skeleton, you have like Caldor almost, and you have like a superhero right here. Very, very cool. But in order to swap out the face plates, you can go and take this blue piece right here, and it's held on by a couple clips around the neck. You bring it up just like that. And what you can do now is you can pry open these faces, and you just take them right out, and they're held on by a little peg. In the back right here, you got 2 pegs right there, got 2 portholes right here. And what's real cool detail right here, and I just caught that. I did not see that before because this is the first time I removed faceplate. Got a little face right there. I'm gonna see if that's on all the faceplates. That's really, really funny. Like a little smiling face, like a little skull face. Very, very cool. So I mean, under the faceplate, they even did a little bit of detail. Very, very cool. In order to swap out the faceplate, you take out, one of these faceplate from the disguise case, and they're also held on by pegs, and they get little faces too, which is really cute. You just go ahead and take one of those new, older faceplates, you remove that, and you put the newer faceplate on. And if you guys are curious on who Caldor is, that was Skeletor previous to him turning into Skeletor. He was a character called Caldor that got, I guess, some sort of spell or acid thrown in his face and became Skeletor. It depends on which continuity you go off of. I'm going to go ahead and put this faceplate back into the case just like that. And I'm going to put his default face back on. And I'm going to go and put his helmet back on. And put the helmet back on. We got a couple clips right there and right there. And they clip in right there and right there. And you just go ahead and just clip it on. Very easy. Very easily changed. You want to make sure that knob goes right through the hole on top of the helmet. Now you have Manny Faces put back together again. And you go ahead and rotate his head around if you so please. Very, very cool figure. I'm very happy with this figure. But in order to arm this as his backpack, you just close up the disguise case just like that. Turn Manny Faces around. With these 2 pegs right here, you got 2 portholes in the center of his back. You're going to just plug that right in. I mean, the original Manny Faces did not come with this case, so I'm probably not going to display him with this case because I want him to kind of have that authentic look from the original 80s figure. So I'm probably going to keep him without the case, but it's a very cool option, play feature nonetheless. And I know the original concept for this figure wasn't for him to be an actor, and that's what he was in the cartoon series. And I know with the reboot in 2000 X, they also did him in as an actor. But to me, he was always like a space-age warrior. I'm not sure if that's what he was originally meant to be, but that's how I played with him as a kid. And I didn't really own any Manny Faces as a kid, but I had a neighbor that had one, and I always played with his Manny Faces. Very, very cool figure. He was one of my favorites, and I love that play feature where you had that knob on the top where you could switch his face out. Very, very cool. And it was very, very basic. It was a very, very basic play feature. But I loved it so much, and I mean, I just love the appeal of the figure, and the new Eternia version of Manny Faces does not disappoint. I mean, a lot of great mold detail. You got this hose right here that goes around the front, and it goes to the backpack right here. And even with the boots right here, and the pelvis right here, and I don't know if you want what you want to call this right here, and even the helmet all matches with this blue right here, this metallic blue that they painted and also molded, which is nice. A lot of collector companies do have a hard time matching, color concepts or decos on figures, and Mattel nailed it with this figure. I mean, you got the purple metallic paint right here that matches here, here, and here. Same for the shoulder right here. The shoulders are gray metallic, which matches the gloves and the wrist, and which is impressive because the fist is actually molded out of that gray plastic, metallic plastic. And this is a paint detail right here, and it still matches. So Mattel puts a lot of care and love into their figures. Unfortunately, I don't like that you have this trademark on the back of his underwear or his pelvis, whatever we want to call this piece right here. But I mean, you're not really going to display your Manny Faces with his back out. And as you saw, the helmet popped right out because I didn't have it in right away, and that's why I was having a hard time turning this knob. So make sure you have this helmet all the way down, because I was having an issue turning the head, but I realized that's because I didn't have the helmet all the way down. So I mean, I'm learning about this figure as I'm doing this review. But this is a very, very cool figure. I love the proportion, and I know when Masterverse first came out, I was not impressed because what they did with the Revelation figures, they did a very stylized look, because I know Revelation had a very stylized animated concept. But New Eternia is trying to do a balance where they're trying to modernize a lot of the original 80s concepts, but bring forth the original 80s designs, which they did with this figure. And this figure is fantastic. I mean, I love Man-E-Faces, and this is one of my favorite Masterverse figures as of right now. I mean, I love Trapjaw, but I mean, Man-E-Faces, they did a great job with this figure, and I thought Trapjaw would be my number one for a long time because Trapjaw was a figure that was it always eluded me when I was a kid. So I never had an original Trapjaw, so I always desired him. So when I got him, and I got a couple versions of Trapjaw for Masterverse, but I mean, the one version of Man-E-Faces that I do have, this kind of takes the cake. It's beautifully done, like I said, down to the metallic paint to the boots, you know, to the face. Even the plate feature is awesome. It's so basic, but so awesome at the same time. I mean, this faceplate right here, the metallic paint matches the gloves and the shoulder. They did a great job. I mean, even with the monster face, beautifully done. I mean, I can't get enough of this figure. Highly recommend him, and I know he's very hard to find. If you found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.